What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Finding Value Fantasy. We're going to be jumping into the PUG, but Superflex today. Going to do 2 entries of it. I did one earlier. I'll show you the team a little later, but we'll be doing 2 entries in this contest. 20K to first, solid format. There's another contest now. It's the Poodle, I believe. Actually, it looks like a pretty fun format. The Chihuahua, sorry. The Chihuahua 2. 50K to first, and the only time you can cash is in week 17. So it's kind of fun. If you make the week 17, you get 200 back. So if you've maxed the tournament, you get a 2x. So that's kind of cool. Obviously, very hard to get there, but it seems very fun. It's very interesting that like 70,000 entrants aren't getting any money back, which is very, very interesting. I think it'd be fun. I think it's a fun little format there. So I'll be dabble in that. I'll probably do a few entries. I don't know if I'm gonna max it, but I definitely want to get a couple shots on goal there. All right, what are we gonna do for music here? Let's do this one for now. All right, hopefully this thing fills up a little quicker. All right, 8 people left. Sorry about that. I am back. I guess we'll show the team while we're waiting. I'll show it over here. I'll pull it over the screen. I think it'll fill fast enough. We'll be fine. All right, let's find this team. All right, here we go. Honestly, and I was just cleaning my glasses. Now I'm back here. So one thing that is pretty evident that I made a pretty big mistake. I mean, I didn't make a massive mistake, but it's just like I kind of chased my tail a little bit in the last Superflex because they just had a Superflex out a little bit ago, and I just like did a bunch of entries because I was trying to get one combo. When like I didn't need to do that. I mean, it's fine. It's not like the end of the world. It wasn't like the entries were crazy large or anything, but it's just I need to be careful about doing that because I really wanted Jamar Chase and Jefferson, which wasn't a very hard combo to get later. I just wanted to get one, which I did get one, so it's cool. I mean, maybe that ends up being the one that helps me win, but it's just there's always gonna be more contests, so I probably should not have like pushed the envelope and just been like, I'm gonna do everything I can to get this one combo. Along with that is just because like that tournament, realistically, like I think the winner probably was drafted early, like more than likely, not 100% because you could draft a good team still, but like you could make some pretty super teams, and obviously that doesn't mean you're going to win automatically. But when the ADP is not set on those quarterbacks, like there's quarterbacks that are obviously everyone's going to reach on quarterbacks when they're mispriced by a ton, but you could get guys like, I don't know, let's just say for example, Kirk Cousins. You can get Kirk Cousins at like pick 80 instead of pick 35, or like pick 100 or 110. Like that's a massive, massive discount that just people got just because they drafted early. So definitely something to be aware of. I did try to get some entries in early, but I kind of misplayed those a little bit. Superflex is just a tricky one, but the PUG here is everyone's on the level playing field, so I'm not as worried, but about like stuff like that. But in terms of like my entries, I probably wasn't getting in like great EV entries either when I was trying to get the JJ Chase, but I did get it, which is cool. And I feel like I was building teams like that makes sense. And obviously there's some things I need to work out well in my favor, but you want to be careful about just like entering just because you think it's going to close, or like you won't get another opportunity, but like there's going to be draft opportunities all summer. And that was probably not the best decision I made, but it's not like I, max entered the big dog or something or something like that. But I just always have to just be aware of that. Like the contests are going to keep coming, so just don't like feel like you need to max everything. Because right now I like to max a lot the stuff and it feels good, but I've just been like, I'm going to do a couple entries here and there on the other contests, and I'm going to focus my bullets and keep doing, try to make sure I get a lot of eliminator and BBM, and then maybe I'll throw some weekly winners, and I think I'll do some sprints with some people I know, and do some collab of those. But yeah, it's interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and go over a couple housekeeping things. 40 out of 50 subs, almost there, almost to 50 subs. I think after I hit 50 subs is when I'll start throwing out some feeler DMs and for some collabs. I haven't really tried to reach out to anyone yet, other than like one time last year. So 1 or 2 times last year. So I'll try to throw some feelers out, but we're gonna hit 50 subs and then we're gonna go after it. Not that it makes a difference, but that's a cool little milestone to hit for me. So I'm happy about that. Kind of as organic as possible, even though it'll be organic growth regardless, but without like collabing with people. So it'd be cool. I'm excited for it. And yeah, I'm excited to get like different people's perspective other than like the people I already draft with. And I love drafting with them, but I really like to get some people that are really drafting a lot, kind of have perspectives similar to me, maybe not the same, but I really like that aspect. So I'll show you this team and kind of what I was going with for this. I think there's some extreme strategies you can implement in Superflex that could be to benefit, where I think first and foremost, you want to not overstack your quarterback. I don't think like that's a really bad choice, is going too heavy on quarterback in Superflex. That's a massive mistake. Not quarterback that, but also receiver, where a ton of people just like overstack receiver. I like A-Rich a lot here. I could go CMC. Let's go with let's go McCaffrey this time. I'll go McCaffrey. I already have A-Rich share on my other team, so like I'm just gonna like spread out the shares there, just because I don't really want to have every single PUG team come down to A-Rich, even though he makes sense there, but I'm not gonna like go out of my way to go only him. Sorry about the dog barking. Okay, I think hopefully that stops a little bit, but we'll see. Some other dogs barking. So my dog is joining the fun, but no big deal. All right. Anyways, maybe the barking wasn't showing up. I highly doubt that though. But sorry about that in advance. Anyways, this other team was A-Rich, Sam Howell, Drew Lock, and then we got Kenneth Walker, Zach Moss, Javonte, Kendrick Miller, Rico Dowdle, Ray Davis, Roshan Johnson. Let me go ahead and get my other entry going here. I was going to do both of them at the same time. Might have to enter it on my phone if it doesn't work. All right, we got it. Okay. Then we went Amon Ra at receiver, Marvin Harris, Nico Collins, Neighbors, Kirk, JSN, AD Mitchell, and then we went 3 tight ends, Andrews, Fant, Theo, Johnson. So I kind of like going a little bit deeper at every position in Superflex just because you can. Obviously, quarterback being like probably the most important, whereas like I really like taking shots on late quarterback because like it's hard to believe, but like if Sam Howell plays like 4 games this season, that's like a smash in Superflex. Or if Drew Lock finishes out the season, like that's a smash in Superflex. Like, so I really like taking shots on those guys. Like these are 2 guys that feel I'm like pretty confident Drew Lock's gonna play at the end of the year. I don't know really like 100. I'm not 100% certain on that, but like I feel pretty good about that happening. Just because there's some interesting contract situation going on with Daniel Jones where they could probably they don't want him to be hurt at the end of the year. So like they might just hold him out and be like, all right, we don't want you to be hurt. And like even if he like gets banged up a little bit, they're like, all right, we're gonna sit you for the rest of the year, and Drew Lock can just finish out the year. If they're bad, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't just like throw Drew Lock in for a few games. And in Superflex, like these late quarterbacks that play, kind of think of like Geno a couple years ago, like a little bit of ambiguity, like the Raiders stuff. Like there's just massive hits there. There's a lot of uncertainty, and then last year you had Will Levis. Like that's an absolute smash in this format because you're getting one of the most important positions and one of the most important players in the most important position at the very end of your draft. Like that's massively valuable in this contest. So like if I could take a shot on these guys, I'm going to do it. And Drew Lock's been my favorite guy to click. Obviously you can go like Winston to go against like Watson. There's just a lot of options there for you. All right. So I mean, we would probably get a nice little San Fran stack here. I'm probably not gonna go that route. Maybe I will. Yeah, let's do something fun. Well, fun, objective, however you want to say it. But I'm gonna try something weird. I'm gonna go like a super thin running back room in terms of like the number, and then I'm gonna do a ton of quantity at receiver. I've done this a lot the opposite, where I go like 5 receivers and stop and go like 9 running backs, and I think it's very viable in this because you, as opposed to like regular best ball, you only need 2 receivers. Regular best ball you need 3, and then 2 running backs. So like running back and receiver are weighted the same. So you can either argue like you should just like fill both, like make sure both those are strong, or like you can go extreme one way or the other, where like usually you just want to hammer receiver, but now like since quarterback is such a big emphasis, this time I think I'm going to focus on quarterback and running back and tight end, and then like believe it or not, I'm going to save receiver for last and just see how the team looks. Probably not optimal, but I'm gonna mess around and find out here. So, and I think I'm gonna have like, in this case, I would have like 12 receivers or 11. It's 20 round contest, so it's kind of fun to just do extreme stuff like that, where it's like this could pay off, this could work, and all I need is 2 of my receiver spots to be filled every week. Essentially, like I can do that. And then I build other teams where I go like 5 receivers deep, and I hope that I have 3 or 4 receivers play every week, whether they be my flex or super flex. And then I'm probably thin at quarterback because I go receiver early. Because I have teams with like the JJ Chase and another really high upside receiver. Like those are fun teams to make. Just the fact that you can have that combo of players where like it's a little bit easier for a receiver to get a 50 bomb than a quarterback. Same with the running back. Quarterbacks could definitely get there, but it's less likely to get to that point. All right, so we got the 107 here. It's probably Lamb, and then we can see if we can scoop like a Tyreek, a Chase, or JJ. So we can maybe do the opposite on this one, whereas this is kind of like a balanced build, even though we kind of went running backs late. It's a little more balanced. Even this is kind of like a 0 RB type build. Getting a call. I'll have to check that after the stream here. Gonna keep the show rolling. I'll finish this up and I'll call back. All right, Ayuk on the board here. All right. Shoot, wasn't that ready? Let's go with. Give me Drake London. Probably could have argued Ayuk there, but it's fine. I mean, I guess like you could say Ayuk's probably better pick there, but it's not a big deal. I wanted to go Drake London because there's a chance Cousins comes back to me there, and I'm trying to figure out my next couple quarterbacks. I think Drake May, and Knicks are like super high priority for me right now. I'm gonna go CD. Oh, A-Rich is still there at 7. Wow. Wow. probably should punish this room for going there. But that means maybe I get a quarterback on the way back. No, we'll go CD. Very interesting, though. Like, if Lamar was at 7, I would just be smashing him there. But, like, I don't feel quite as confident with A-Rich, even though I do like him a lot this year, and I'm going to be taking him quite a bit. A-Rich at 8 is very fun. Bijan at 5 seems unnecessary, but, you know. He could have even maybe got him at 20. But interesting. Maybe that means the front half of the board might not value quarterbacks as much, but it seems like there's some sharper drafters in here, so I don't see that being much of an issue. I've seen Scott Connor from Destination Devi go 6 straight running us the main event and go pretty deep from that team. Crazy stuff can hit. Yeah, I think it's kind of fun to just mess around with stuff like that, and just know that it's most likely not optimal, but at the same time, like, I'm willing to do crazy stuff. I'm not going to do it with every single one of my entries because I don't think that's smart, but I will mess around with it quite a bit. This could be fun if I can get Cousins to come back to me. Could be very fun. I don't know if it's going to happen. Nope, it's not. So Debo is definitely in the running here. Yeah, I mean, I think my quarterbacks got, like, I really want is Drake May and Nix, so then I can just absolutely hammer the crap out of receiver late. But I'm not 100% sold on that yet. We got Watson here too. I'm gonna go Debo first, and then we obviously can go Levis too. Maybe Levis and then tackle on a Drake May or so we're gonna get tight ends. We're gonna get another running back most likely, and then 2 quarterbacks in this range. And I'm probably gonna hold receiver for now. And so I'm not like completely punting receiver because I still got 2 good guys, but now I need to focus on the build that I was planning to do originally, because I think it'd be fun to try to do it. I mean, I couldn't get Kyron. Kyron was there. I'd probably take him. I could have got Barkley maybe. Maybe that was a better choice. But I almost got Cousins back, so that was kind of something I was willing to go for. Obviously, I have a huge... Oh, man. Damn it. I mean, I'll take the Dak CD. It's probably not... It's like, honestly, probably not that that people probably aren't very, like, often able to get it. Like, let's see what happened in this room. This guy went Dak. CD went at 8 and Dak went at 13. So that's, like, not even possible. Let's see about this room. We got CD at 5. Dak went at 10. So, like, once again, so, like, I'll take it. I mean, I'm sure people are going to have it, but, like, if it's going to come to me, I'll take it for sure. Missing out on another receiver there sucks, but maybe we'll make a balanced team here. What's up, Tay? What's up? Yeah, this one I'm excited to mess around with. I've been wanting to build like a 10 running back team because, like, I don't know, like, extreme builds like that are very fun to do, and, like, if they work, it works. Like, you don't have to do it. It's probably too cute, but I like to have fun with it every once in a while and do that. Because most of the times I'm going to do like a smart and optimal, or, like, you know, more of like a regular team, people would think, but, like, you know, I like to mess around with it and try to push the envelope a little bit here and there. And there's a lot of running backs I like here. I mean, I'll take either of these. I mean, I'll take Watson here for sure. I think that's probably a good shout. Well, also, I mean, maybe not the best idea. I'm not really sure how I want to do it because it's tempting, but I think getting some more running backs in this range is probably better because I have tight receivers or quarterbacks I like, and if I take Watson, then, like, you could argue that I could just stop at quarterback. And no, I think if you go Watson, you can definitely grab another, either a May or a yeah, I'll grab one more guy. I'll grab a May and Nix, a Levis, one of those guys, and then obviously I'm looking at tight end here pretty heavily. All right, let's see what music we got here. Let's switch it up. Aaron Rodgers went at 54. Did this guy have Garrett Wilson or anything? Interesting. Yeah, a lot more capital than I'm willing to spend, but I don't mind it at all. Let's go with Love this music. All right. I gotta get like an instrumental one that like goes on forever for this song. All right, so we got Dak. Herbert went. Damn, that would have been kind of interesting to throw out. Barkley, Taylor, London, Ayuk. Yeah, this is tough here. Let's go with let's go Ayuk. And then there's a world we get Achane back here or Henry. Go Ayuk. I feel like London's always there. I don't like it. Doesn't matter. Like I could reach down and grab Waddle if I wanted to. It's a very flat tier, so I shouldn't like be dying to get one specific guy. So Levis, so a little bit of quarterbacks going here early. Cooper is obviously here for my stack. Miami's last 4 games were rough. DFS and weather potential. See, I'm not in the nature of predicting things in 6 months from now, so I'm not going to even worry about that. I'm just going to draft teams that make sense in the context of that game going off, and then if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm going to build enough teams where it's not going to. I mean, it will matter, but like I'm going to build enough teams where it's like I'm not going to be overexposed to like one specific game just because I think it's going to be good. Like people stacked KC Cincinnati to the Cows went home last year, and that game was awful. And Burrow didn't play. Like it's a long time till the season's here, so I'm not going to even think about that kind of stuff right now. Yeah, I'm going Kyle Pitts here. I don't think I'm going to quadruple stack good old Purdy here or triple stack there. But it's something to be aware of if you want to be like, all right, I'm going to tiebreaker away from that game. But like, just remember, like the grossest game was like one of the best games last year. So the grossest game that people thought was going to be the grossest game. Like it was arguably one of the best games of the whole season. That's not an exaggeration in the slightest. Let's go Josh Jacobs. Kind of sticking to my plan here. I got Cleveland. There's tons of Cleveland guys I can get late with Watson. Not super concerned there. So hoping one of these running backs comes back here. Otherwise, we're going to just go for the thing I was planning on doing and going pretty heavy on the receivers. But it is nice to get the Dak and the Dak CD there. I don't think it'll be extremely popular. Yeah, let's go Henry. Not a guy I pick a lot, but I think there's all the world where he can go up to averages under 20 points. So this is the coolest thing to consider. Yeah, true. But just remember how confident everyone was last year about one thing or another and how much it blew up in their face. So lesson should be learned to everyone. Just don't be too confident in June of what is going to happen in December. I don't think that's a stretch. But I think it's very viable to be like, okay, these guys all have dome games. This might be a lean in the direction of them. Not like I'm going to hammer every single time. Like I'm going to hammer KC Cincinnati because that's going to be such an awesome game. You do that. You did that last year. You just didn't win because none of those players did much in Week 17. All right, so we got CD, Henry, Lamb, Ayuk in this one. And then we got Purdy, Watson, CMC, Jacobs, Drake London, Samuel on the other one. But the Tua stuff's interesting. But like, if I take Hill, like I'm gonna bet on Tua doing good, and then if I don't take Hill, then I don't have to bet on Tua doing good. Like it's just that simple for me. Like if you want to take a crazy stand and just like fade Tyreek Hill or something, you could do that. But I'm not wanting to do that. Same with Waddle. Like if I faded Hill, I would just go like heavy Waddle, but I'm not fading Hill. Just does not seem very wise. But I get what you're saying. You're not the first person that said it before, so I just don't want to be overconfident about things like that because everyone was so confident the Jets-Cleveland game was going to suck, and it was like the best game of the year. Yeah, Madden curse. I'm on. I could be on board with that. I might be with you there. Okay, honestly, like if it's gonna give me like this stuff, I'm gonna take it. So give me Kyle Pitt. Drake may win at 76. Are you joking right now? Okay, well, whatever. That's wild. Whatever. So now we're probably looking at one more running back here. If I can get Rachaad White to fall, that'd be pretty dope. Otherwise, I'm taking one of these QBs and then probably stopping. And then we probably go 4 running backs. And then we just absolutely nuke receiver and see what happens there. This team is like, this is like more of like a balanced build because like we're going to end up getting like a Trey McBride or Andrews. I mean, if we do, that's insane. Like this is like an example of what not to do in Superflex. This is just flat out bad. Like it's just like you could get through with this, like for sure, but it's just bad. Like it's just truly bad because you only get to start 2 quarterbacks. These two, your 3rd and 4th round pickers. One of your first 2 of your first 4 picks are literally not going to contribute to your team ever. 2 of them every single week. 2 of them are contributing, and it's just like, would I rather have Jamar Chase maybe instead of Kyler? Like, yeah, I think so. Oh my God, Trey McBride and Andrews are here. We're gonna play the ADP stuff and try to get as unique as a team as we can because just having this stuff alone feels pretty like unique. Even though I like Andrews over McBride there, I really like just getting this combo of players that feels pretty darn unique. So we'll just get hurt. This Madden thing is almost too scary lined up. Yeah. Other than a narrative, I'm not going to be jumping on, but I also, I'm also not like completely opposed to not taking a lot of McCaffrey. And it's not because McCaffrey, like the one reason I wouldn't take McCaffrey is not like a silly reason like that, because it is just a silly reason. There's not an actual like method behind it. Like, is because you don't want to get behind a receiver. And if you take McCaffrey, then you're obviously sacrificing an early receiver, and that's like very, that's detriment to your team potentially. So, all right, do I just take Bryce Young at 91? Yes, the answer is yes. I'm going to take Bryce Young. Dude, I like this quarterback room. As gross as it may look, I really like it, and I'm going to be able to get late Cleveland, late Carolina, Ricky Pearsall late. Maybe Kittle comes back. Probably not. Kind of sick. Cool with it. Never seen it almost every time. Yeah, a lot of people are doing that, so you're not alone there either. So that would be my reason. If I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fade CMC because I just don't want to take. I want to take a receiver instead of running back. That seems fine. If you're fading CMC because you just expect him to get hurt, like we've gone through that before. Like, don't predict injuries. Like, if you're really scared of a player, just say you're scared, and you think they're gonna get hurt, and you're scared, and that's why you don't pick them. But like, predicting injuries, like we're not gonna be able to do that. So, and the proof is in the pudding, where you can just look back at every year and be like, oh, this guy's definitely gonna get hurt, and then they don't. This guy's definitely gonna, Tua had a bad concussion, he's gonna get hurt again. No, he didn't. Like, just. It happens all the time. People overreact to injuries, and it's a huge mistake by the field. Like, probably the biggest mistake by the field is like overreacting to injuries. Whereas like sometimes it's good to overreact, but like you overreact to injury and you fade Breece Hall, and he just absolutely shoves it down your throat the next year. Like that's a big deal, man. I don't want to be on the wrong side of Breece Hall. All right. Go Rachaad here. Seems fine. Yeah, we'll go Rachaad White. Fun start so far. I actually like this quite a bit. Definitely some weird starts for me. Beat me into submission. Yeah, I mean, the Madden curse has been pretty consistent, to be fair. So I'll give you that. So definitely turning off quarterback. We have 3, like, obviously, like, these guys are all, like, pretty mid-tier stuff, but, like, feel pretty good about it all. I like it a lot. Some people are definitely going heavy quarterback. So people are definitely making mistakes already. Like, we got a 4 quarterback bro here. We got 3 early. We got a 3 early. We got another. This guy's probably fine. So definitely some mistakes made there. Like, I'm getting some nice pockets of value. Like, this feels pretty strong, other than like the fact that I've reached for what's his name there, but pretty fun start there. So now Bowers is a fun like cap to this tight end room, or not tight end room, sorry, receiving room, tight end room, yeah. And then how do I want to play my receivers the rest of the way? If I want to catch up at receiver, Hopkins is probably the guy I'd go to. Yeah, give me Hopkins here. And then if I can get Bowers coming back, I'll take him and be done. And then, you know, I can just kind of like pitter-patter receiver, running back rest of the way. Shit, I'm on the clock here. We go Kenny Walker, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin on the board. Let me go Godwin just to get my stack there. And then Fergie's there too. We can get our second tight end and be done. I do like going double elite on this just because like I feel like you just have more like luxury picks because you have 20 rounds. Obviously, there's some good late round tight ends right now opened up with like potentially if you want to like do the Jawan Johnson like fade, or if you want to go with the Giants backups, which have been one of my favorite targets recently. And I'm 100% stopping here. Like maybe I grab a Giant, maybe I grab a last round quarterback, or if Aiden O'Connell falls to me like far, then I might grab him. But like this is like fine at quarterback. I definitely would grab another one just to have like an extra bullet there, because there's really no reason not to. Like you either grab an extra receiver, which could be good, but like why not grab an extra quarterback that could like really impact your team in a massive way late? And I think that's just like the right way to play. If you could tag on a quarterback or receiver, like honestly, just tag on a quarterback. Like it's really not that big of a deal, and you're gonna start 2 every week, and it's more likely a quarterback's going to contribute to your lineup than like a last round receiver when you already have like 6. So kind of the way I see it there. We could go, obviously, Njoku's on the table too. I mean, is that maybe a better pick? But like I just like Bowers more. And I'm still going to stack Cleveland. So I'm probably just going to go with Bowers. And I don't have that decision anymore anyways. So I go Jalen Warren here. Or I go Bowers. Bowers is a for sure thing, and Warren's my other option here. So Warren goes. So we get Bowers, and then we're done at tight end here. We're done at tight end here if we get Fergie. Yeah, fun squads here. You like Trey Palmer taking a nice step forward, 4-3-3. Had some of those last year. I'm just gonna bet on Jalen McMillan until I get more information. Personally, I think he's like a viable scroll down pick, but I don't like it right now. It's kind of the same thing as like taking Andre Yosivas on the Bengals. Like I don't want to do that either. So I'm probably not going to do it yet. But you know, do what you want. Ferguson went. Fuck. Damn. That would have been nice. All right then. Is there anything I like here? Obviously, no Carolina. I was hoping Brooks maybe would fall. That would have been kind of interesting. We're gonna get another pick in this range. Yeah, let's go Hoppy again. Let's go Hopkins again. Sucks. I really was hoping to get that tight end there. It's fine. Yeah, I'm just betting Jalen McMillan. He's also been getting some good coach speak too. But if like that's like one of those guys, like you definitely take. I mean, I've been hearing that McMillan can play on the outside potentially too, but yes, that's what has been said, but it sounds like McMillan can also play on the outside potentially. So it could be like Godwin plays a little bit of slot, plays a little bit outside, and then McMillan does the same thing. And then Evans obviously on the outside too. But like I don't see a reason to take Trey Palmer. Like that's the same as like that's just like I think taking Trey Palmer right now is like probably a mistake. Obviously it's the last round pick. It might not hurt you, but like it could hurt you. You could lose a roster spot pretty easily by taking him. And that's not what I want to do. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do a rookie because like rookie has a better chance of getting on the field at the end of the season anyways. So I'm not going to be taking him. But if here in like a month, like this is the kind of stuff that I think is important is like if you're plugged in and you wait a month and you hear Trey Palmer, dude, this guy's honestly almost better than Godwin. This guy's insane. Our number 3 receiver 100% of the time. Like then I would be taking Palmer in every draft probably. But that's when you want to take him. That's when you take Tank Dell. That's when you take Kyron Williams. That's when you take those guys. Obviously, in hindsight, Kyron would have been a good pick all year, but like no one knew to pick him until later. So like I just like one of those things I wanted to wait for information on. And not to say I won't make a risky pick here and there, but like I'm going to try my best not to take him. So if you're asking for my opinion, I would probably not take him very often until I get more information. Then I would be on board to just absolutely hammer him. That's where I'm at. All right. Back on the clock. Tyjae is a guy I usually like taking here. Obviously, we can go. Probably Brian Robinson's kind of a fun go there. Obviously, Washington, Atlanta play. Should probably tiebreaker in that direction. Let's go there. And then going looking at some to step up. Yeah, could be. That's why I like McMillan and Palmer is interesting for sure. But I'm just right now. I'm going to be betting with. Going to be betting on taking McMillan for now, at least for the time being. And then obviously I'll adjust to information. I'm not going to stay with my priors or anything. Oh my God, this is crazy. JMO's like kind of interesting pick there, but like Jesus, man. Now I'm just gonna scoop up this running back stuff. Like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't taken a lot of James Conner, and I think he's probably a good pick. So, another thing is like if you're 0RB, like a lot of the 0RB people like the same players, so like making those teams with players you don't usually like is smart, and like that's kind of my example of like picking a guy like Conner. So definitely pretty even on these teams right now, like more even than I usually would go. But obviously in this team's going to go very heavy receivers down the stretch here. And then like this one's probably one more running back and then done. And then the other one's probably a little bit different. Okay, this is one running back and then probably done. I mean, Kendrick's in the mix here. I agree with this, though. I do agree with this. That's not, we don't know anything yet. All we know is that, like, obviously rookies play late, and that's the most important thing in contests like this. So I'm going to, like, bet on the rookie for now. But if I learn different information, I'll change my priors. A lot of Connor, but have switched to Benson now. That Benson profile is insane. Yeah, I've been a Benson guy, so I've not really taken a lot of Connor, and I want to make sure I sprinkle some Connor in. Not extremely often, but I need to make sure I am taking him because it's a major league to not take him. Probably I get Curtis, or if I get Sutton here, this would be great. I just think this guy might be just taking the best value, unfortunately. We did grab Schultz at 80 so maybe he does skip Sutton here. Come on, bro. Sutton's a smash here. Nice. Okay. Yeah, Sutton is a big pick for this team. Obviously, I would have liked to get Knicks, but like Sutton's a very nice pick for this team. And I'm about to hit this rookie range that I really like. Ton of rookies I like in this range, like the Leggett, Pearsall. All these guys are really fun. So tempted to even reach down for them. Yeah. That's where I'm at too. I think it's good to have both. If Connor gets hurt, Benson's probably a smash, and if Connor doesn't get hurt, Connor's a smash. I think like that's what's gonna be. I don't know if both of them can hit realistically. Yeah, I mean I'll take Sutton again. I mean it's just a weird Minshew's falling too. I mean he's there. He's definitely in the mix. Let's get Sutton again. Let's just keep rolling. Kind of like Sutton and Hopkins are guys that I feel like you just like you get a single. Like they hit a little bit, and I'm like happy with that. And that is really important on this team specifically. Not quite as important on this one, but I still like the pick there. And I've gone heavy on receivers, so on running back. So I don't need much here, and I don't need much over here as well. But I don't know. This is definitely like I'm out of my comfort zone a little bit because I don't usually build teams like this, but I do like how they've came out. Like this is very fun. Getting like good value on all of these guys, like Bryce Young's, could easily pay that off, and then in a super flex, Watson could easily too as well. Benson, I was early and I slowed down. Another one of those guys I want to slow down on. Like I was all over the rookie fever though early. Like there's just no reason not to just be heavy on rookies, and as they're going up the board. But definitely smart to like pump the brakes on some guys and then kind of keep hammering at other people. So right now I'm pumping the brakes on him. But if I have like Jane Daniels, give me Benson on. Rico goes. All right, give me Kendre, and then I'm done at running back. All right, so now, like, I think I'm just going receiver the rest of the way, and that'll be kind of fun because I got, like, a lot of stuff that I like. So, like, we're just going to be pissing for the rest of this draft, and I think it'll be pretty fun to do. We got B-Rob, obviously seems like have a good role. CMC has, like, one of the most locked-in roles in the whole league. Jacobs, like, should have a decent role. We got Corum here. Yeah, Corum. Yeah, give me Corum here. Seems like a good guy to add to this kind of room. 3 guys that are going to have volume. Like for like 100% these guys having volume. Obviously, they have injury risk. A couple of them are a little bit older, but like this is a perfect guy to add in this room. So I like that. I like that a lot. There's a lot of overlap on these teams, but I do like them. That would have been sick though. Like this really changed everything. Like Lamb, I could have went Lamb Jefferson, and that would have been a way different team than Lamb Dak. But I mean, I like where it's going. It's fine, but it's interesting how much it changed quickly. Otten's a good option there late. Got some Dallas pieces late. But yeah, we'll see. Let me close this now. I've already talked about it earlier. But yeah, let me start pissing here. Let's have some fun. Polk, we got Ricky. We got some really, really fun pieces here. Judy obviously is on the table. Are we gonna be able to get Judy? Maybe. So it's like I want all 3 of these guys. We'll see if we can make that work. Probably not getting all 3, but if I get 2, that'd be sick. But yeah, we definitely want a few of these guys. Definitely feels like there's a good chance one of them falls, but we'll see what happens here. But still a pair, like a group I like. Like even Corley, get down here. Like I still like these guys too. So pretty much hammering receiver the rest of the way on this one. Maybe tack on like a JT Sanders or like a Chuba or something, but otherwise we're done there. Gone back old reviews on Bleacher Report and have been pretty accurate over the years on rookie scout reports. Back to old reviews on Bleacher Report. They've been pretty accurate over rookie scout reports. Which ones are they? Is there something that you're like keeping an eye on specifically that you think it's going to be like a good, like is there a good takeaway from that, or are you just like kind of surprised how accurate it is? All right, Judy, please. Not as fun as a pick as like Ricky or those guys, but I mean, let me get Judy, please, at least because I don't feel good about the other stacking options for Watson, anyways. So, Judy and Leggett are my priorities here. I'm hoping I get both, but definitely gonna get Judy here. And then 8 picks away from getting Ligeti too. I mean, it's possible for sure. Not a guarantee though. Another guy that fits that mold of a guy that's like just kind of getting the job done, but nothing crazy. All right. So obviously we're definitely in the business for Otten. And my boy down here a little bit later, Jalen. And then we're definitely, yeah, some fun pieces here too at receiver. It's definitely receiver time. I've been wanting to do this more lately, so I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to reach down and grab one of these guys I like a lot so I can get more of them. So I'm going to grab Ligeti first. I'm going to grab Polk first. And, like, these guys are all fun picks, and they're, like, not that much different than the 150 guys anyways. So, like, obviously Wicks and Judy are somewhat interesting, but, like, I'm going to reach down and get, like, 2 or 3 of these guys. Like, these guys are all fun. I like Mooney, Rookie, Ligeti, Downs, and then you go down a little bit more. Burton and Roman are all fun. Like if I get 3 of those guys on my team, that's pretty unique, because no one's really gonna reach down and do that. So trust gappers for the rookies this year. Oh yeah, well that's could be good if it works out. That could be very, very interesting. Come on, bro. This guy's been kind of vibing, so maybe he doesn't take Ligeti because that would be yes. Let's go, dude. That's sick. Very good. All right, so we got Brock Purdy stacked up. We got Watson stacked up. We got Bryce Young. I've heard some stuff about Cowing. I'll maybe grab him late just because time box contest. Yeah, like, and also another thing, Christopher, is like in a time box contest, that's where I really want to take shots on guys that are like unowned, because that's when you could take advantage of that more. Whereas like if you do that in BBM or Eliminator or whatever, you know, any of those contests that last the whole year, it's like, sweet, I just took extreme risk at my last 2 picks, and you think it doesn't matter, but like having an extra roster spot, like that could have been Puka, that could have been Kyron, like obviously extreme examples, but like just think about that, like you're have a pick that's 0 for you instead of like maybe I could have had something that actually really contributed down the stretch. Like that's a big deal. So something I'm always paying attention to. Am I going to go Ricky here, or am I going to go Downs? Downs gone. All right, we'll go Ligeti. Let's get some rookies going in here. It'd be fun. And then we'll take Ricky, Burton, or Roman next. Should have either of those on the table. And then obviously, AOC's honestly, I mean, I'm open to it. If he falls to like 180, doubt it. Give it a go. But what was I talking about? Yeah, time box contests, ones that are closing within like a few days. Like I am all for like grabbing like a random rookie or whatever you feel like decent about. Maybe this guy like shoots up the board. That's when I like to take Trey Palmer. Yeah, I agree, but like there's a lot of people that are not zeros, and you can avoid them very like if you get to the end of the draft and you're looking for non-zeros, like Tyler Boyd, not a 0. Devontae Walker, probably not a 0. Slayton easily could be a 0. McMillan probably technically could be a 0. Less likely. Odell could easily be a 0. Elijah Moore could be 0. A.T. Perry could be a 0. Chase Claypool could be a 0. Keith Mitchell could be a 0. Madison could be a 0. Like these quarterbacks, these starting quarterbacks and tight ends are like the best options for like those non-zero people. So like that's when you want to like take advantage of it. But yes, you are correct. But I don't think it's like it's been said enough by like very sharp people that have like done the research and like have looked at it that having a 0 is just really not good. Yeah, Dowdle I don't think Dowdle is going to be a 0, but the other 2, yeah, sure. Even then, like if Dowdle's a 0, then like he's been a good pick up to this point, and if somehow like if they get a trade situation, then even then it sounds like Dowdle could even be the leader in that clubhouse too. So Like, there's a ton of people you can look at and like they clearly could be a 0, and there's a ton of people you look at late that are like a lot less likely to be a 0. So that's where I'm gonna be making my tiebreakers. Douglas is very fun. Bateman. Yeah, let's get Troy. Let's just do some fun stuff there. Lots of be 0s and will be. Yeah. Yeah. I agree, but just like I did this last year where I would take people that I thought were fine and were risky picks, and then they bit me in the ass because I just was being stupid and taking them. Like, I had no business taking what's his name? Davis on the Malik Davis, I think his name was. No business taking him. No business taking Dwayne McBride. I just liked taking them, and it was not a good decision. And I'm sure you can think of examples for yourself last year. And sometimes, like, you make the right decision and it doesn't work out, but sometimes you make a decision that should have been avoidable and you don't. And that's just like, you know, those are the type of things you want to avoid if you want to become a better player. Hopefully I get odd in here, because otherwise I'll be kind of in no man's land here. Definitely like grabbing like a JT Sanders or something. But yeah, definitely like what I'm saying is, like, if you take a scroll down, players get hurt. There's so many years. Yeah, but that's a different type of 0. Someone that gets hurt is different than just picking a guy that's like not on the roster. Obviously they're the same. They're still 0s, but like less avoidable 0s just by picking a guy that's just gonna get hurt or something. Let me get Braylon Allen, honestly. No, we'll go Bateman. All right, give me Cade, please. Yeah, we were crushing. Yeah, for sure. I'm on. I mean, I'm a guy that likes to do it. I'm just trying to make sure you think about it in a smarter way. If you want to, if you don't, then whatever. Oh, I have same buy. All right, we'll go with another. We'll go another one late just for fun. Like, the difference between taking a late round guy that's like not drafted much in BBM and this contest, or like one that's closing, is like, if you take it in BBM, you can get a player in the 20th round or the 18th round that everyone gets information on, and then they take them in the 18th round too. So then everyone else goes for it and gets it. When you take him in this contest and you take a guy that's going in the 18th round, and then they end up getting camp buzz or they get good information, then nobody in this contest even has that player, or most of them don't. Like, that's like a million times more of an advantage than me taking a risk on a guy in a contest that's not closed yet, and then like it doesn't work out, and then I just draft it to 0. And yes, we're gonna draft 0s. That is true, but that's not the point. There's a time and a place for it, where like at the end of BBM is the best time to just make picks that weren't picked at all because you've been drafting, or you've just been aware of what's been happening all summer long. And then you could be like, okay, now is my time to hammer Trey Palmer because no one's been taking him all summer. Or here's my time to hammer Tutu Atwell. Or here's my time to hammer Puka or Tank Dell. Like, that's the time to do it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't sprinkle it in here and there, but I would limit it for sure, just because, like, what's the point? For example, Braylon Allen. If you're taking Braylon Allen all year and the contest is 70% full and you've been taking him the whole time, or let's just say the contest is 30% full and you've been taking Braylon Allen every pick, and then Izzy's the number 2, and then you just wasted all those Braylon Allen picks. Most likely you just wasted them. Or what can happen is you take Braylon Allen and then you get lucky, and then he ends up being the 2, and then you gained nothing on the field because everyone's taking him at the end of the draft anyways, for the most part. Maybe you gained a slight edge, but like you're not getting much out of it. So in that case, just like what is the actual value of it? And it's just not much. So That's my 2 cents. I'll go into more detail if that's a pretty self-explanatory concept. But like I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying think about it a little bit. Because I do it too. Like I've done it. I will do it and I will continue to do it, but I'm going to try to limit it for sure. Give me Baker and then give me Malik and then Cowing, because I think that's kind of a fun pairing there. We got a Carolina guy. Oh shit, we're on the clock. Yeah, give me Braylon Allen for sure. Give me Braylon Allen and then JT Sanders, and then right now Braylon Allen's a good pick because, like I said, what I was just talking about is unfolding now, because like now Braylon Allen is on the radar and he seems pretty relatively likely to be the 2. And then like then you get the benefit of it, right? So and anyone that was taking him early didn't gain anything on you. They just were taking them. They're just taking a risk early, and they didn't gain much. But I think there's so much more to gain when the contest is going to close, and you know people haven't been taking him. Like there's so much more to gain. That's like getting low-owned Puka, extremely low-owned Puka, in your contest. And he was low-owned in BBM, but he wasn't like 5%. Like he was low-owned, but he wasn't 5%. Whereas like I take I don't know, I take Derek Carrier, who the hell this is. I take him in this contest that's going to close within the next day or two, and he ends up being some sort of monster, and then I get the benefit of that, and like no one else has him. Like that's way more of a big deal than like Derek Carrier breaks out and then everyone's taking him to BBM for the rest of the summer, and I just got him at the same like 50% ownership. All right, JT Sanders here, and then yeah, I'll go there. Of course, he's by week 11. I should have recognized that, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's tight end. 1 week at tight end. It's not the end of the world. And I want it. Is Drew Lock's like not a bad pick here or no? Big mistake last year was not drafting larger variety rate. Were you drafting the same player every time, or what? What happened? What were you doing late that was like incorrect in your opinion? Like what was hurting you? What hurt you the most last year? Was it your late round picks? I mean, it's probably unlikely that it was even the case. I guess not picking Puka could be a mistake, but I don't think we should all kick ourselves over that. I didn't have a lot, so Palmer is quite undrafted. Yeah, that's what I said. I said if you want to do it in these kind of contests, not in BBM right now, at least. That's what my point was, and I said that. Like, if you want to do it, I think you do it on these like contests that are about to close. Like, that's like super sharp in my opinion. If you want to take your Palmer shares, I think the best time to do it is like in the Chihuahua 2 that's going to close in a week or a couple days. Like in this that's going to close in a couple days. Like that's like this is the time to do it. The best time to do it. That's why I've been taking some Trey Tucker too. Another guy that's pretty low owned. Is it worth grabbing an extra quarterback on this team? Like maybe. We got Dak, Ayuk, Godwin, Hawkins, Sutton, Polk, Leggetti, Burton. Pretty good range there. So we got 3 guys within the 8 picks of ADP. This sucks having. This is just annoying to look at, but whatever. So full of 21 picks and all this. Yeah. Yeah, and I think you could do that without having to scroll down though. Like you could do that without having to pick like fucking DPJ and these guys. You could do it without it. Like every time. But if you just mean like not picking the same guy, I think that's extremely good decision because drafting the same guys is gonna, yeah. It hurts you early and it hurts you late. Like drafting only the same people every time, it hurts you early and late, which is like, it can hurt you early and late. And it's like, oh man, it's just a late round pick, but it's like, okay, what's the opportunity cost? Oh, I missed out on Sam Laporta and I took some bum that didn't do anything. Damn, McMillan went. That sucks. Is it Trey Palmer season? I'm gonna grab Drew Lock just to have an extra quarterback. 14, 18, you lost different guys now. Yeah. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying, and I'm on the same page now. I was kind of misinterpreting what you're saying, but I think I agree. I'm gonna go Cowling on this one. So probably go Trey Tucker. I could also go. I mean, Tolbert's gone too. So I got a single stacked Dak. Huh. Let's see how this one ended up. Like I got Drake London, Debo, Hopkins, Sutton, Judy, Getty, Troy Franklin, Javon Baker, Mike Washington, Bateman. Pretty fun, honestly. Like I wish I probably could have got another running back. Like I don't know. I'm gonna go Trey Tucker instead, though. I think I'd rather do that. Yeah. No, we'll do Cowling because I'm gonna do Trey Tucker more often, anyways. But yeah, not bad. Enough at running back for sure. Quarterback feels pretty strong, and then obviously we have two solid tight ends in my opinion. A guy with some late upside in Bowers, Trey Palmer. All right, bro. I'll do it for you, dog. Got Trey Palmer, and I mean I was taking Trey Palmer early before they drafted McMillan, to be clear, but you know. Yeah, there's just a lot of mistakes. Like I don't know, like there's a lot of mistakes that I made too last year. Like I'm not being I never make mistakes type of guy. Like I've never been that person. So, but I'm here to like point out mistakes that people are making a lot and like try to make sure they don't make them again, or like try to at least just make them aware. And that's why I'm always going to give my outlook on it, because it is a major mistake to like take in a contest that's going to be open all summer to take a ton of a guy or like a lot of a guy, or either take a lot of the same guy late. That's definitely a bad thing, and I'm glad you're trying to fix that. Obviously, like if you hit on the right guy, you do, but then like, what if they miss? Because most of them are going to miss anyways, so you should probably just sprinkle them around. Like most late round picks are more than likely going to just bust and be bad. So like, if I can just spread them around to different players, like that's cool with me. I'm gonna hopefully hit on one or two. Hopefully get a Puka there. Hopefully get a Tank Dell there. Like that's awesome. Unless you're just like so confident that one guy's mispriced, then obviously you take a lot of them. I mean, it doesn't hurt you as much to take a ton of a late round pick than a ton of an early round pick. Because if you like take 100% exposure to like James Cook and he gets hurt for the season, like that's gonna be a big deal. Won't kill your portfolio, but it's a big deal. Losing like a 5th round pick on a bunch of your teams. But that's why I'm willing to like, if I want to like take 30% exposure to like, I don't know, Jermaine Burton, just because like maybe he ends up being the number 3 or Higgins gets hurt and like a contingency value on that. Like I'm down to do it. Like no problem doing that. So, because if he doesn't hit, I'm fine. Like I lost a 15th round pick. I'm not like dead. It's not ideal, but it's not the worst. But I think like I said, I made that mistake with McBride last year, Dwayne McBride and Malik Davis. So like I just don't want to make that mistake again. Dallas smoked them. Jeez. I just don't want to make that mistake again. And it's a very easy fix. And it's not that I'm not going to not draft zeros because it's impossible to not do that, but I'm going to definitely avoid the ones that are avoidable, like those running back 3s that just shouldn't take. And my exception to that is when if I want to take a Rasheen Ali or something in a contest that's going to close soon, I'll do it. And I'm not, I think that's like completely fine. So, let me grab my other team here so I can show you the teams, recap them, and then we'll call it a night. Eliminator. And obviously I'll do some BBM soon, but Eliminator is like the next thing on the menu for me, because I'm going to be doing a lot of Eliminator stuff. All right, let's pull up this other team. All right, grab Jay Palmer for Christopher. I got you, bro. Let's take a look here. So I went McCaffrey here is a little bit different start. We went 3-4-11-2. Pretty interesting build type. We got Brock Purdy, Watson, Young. We got all of them at value. Pretty interesting for the Superflex team. Christian McCaffrey, Josh Jacobs, Brian Robinson, 3 guys that I feel like have good roles, and then obviously a guy with some upside there. It's Kendra, no rookies, a little bit weird for me too. Then we went at receiver. We got Drake London, Debo. So we had some early capital to at least keep my team honest there. We're like, I don't know. It's like you start most likely 2 receivers a week, maybe 3 in this format. So I have 2 guys that should have good ceilings and floor. And then I have a bunch of guys that like hopefully will fill in as the season goes on. Some rookies with some juice, some other like, I don't know. These guys could be doubles where like you could take Hopkins at pick 60 next year, you take Sutton at pick 80 next year, you take Judy at pick 130. Like those are the kind of guys there. Whereas like Troy Leggetti could be like a pick 100 pick next year or something. You know, those kind of bigger swings. Like Washington could be like a very awesome number 3 on Miami. Hill could be done in a few years like this. It could be an awesome pick here in a year or 2. So those kind of things are interesting for sure to fill out a room. So yeah, receivers: Drake London, Deebo Samuel, DeAndre Hopkins, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Xavier Leggetti, Troy Franklin, Rashad Bateman, Javon Baker, Malik Washington, Jacob Cowling. 20 picks, by the way. And then we went tight end: Kyle Pitts, Brock Bowers. Next team I think more, but probably just because I allocated more to receiver. But at the same time, I am a little bit annoyed that I kind of misplayed tight end and got 3 people with the same bye week. But it's like I didn't even need to take 3 here, but the fact that I took 3 and they all have the same bye week is really annoying. But I'm going to lose like 8 points that week. It's okay. Not the end of the world. So we got Dak Prescott, Baker Mayfield, Drew Lock. Once again, this is super flex format. We got Derrick Henry, Rachaad White, James Conner, Blake Horn, Braylon on a really good core there where it's like these 3 guys like all feel like if healthy, they're going to have a role. And then we have 2 guys like that have massive contingency value. Pretty fun there. I like that a lot. Fun team. Yeah, no doubt, man. Thanks for hanging out. CeeDee Lamb, Ayuk, Chris Godwin, DeAndre Hopkins, Sutton. Is a little bit of overlap there. We got Jalen Polk, Leggetti, Burton, Trey Palmer to end the team off. And we got Trey McBride, Kate On, Tavian Sanders. I mean, this is just like annoying, but it's not going to hurt me that much. If the likelihood of like 8 points or 10 points affecting your whole season is very low. It can happen, but it's rare for like that. It comes down to that margin. So anyways, fun squads. I like Superflex. It's fun. Definitely prefer regular formatting, but I think it's fun to just kind of like sprinkle this in and do a little bit of it. And I think this is pretty unique. Like I'd like to know like the percentage of Dak and CD teams. I might even look at like the other one and see how many they got. Like I'll just do a couple spot checks here on like the last contest and see how many people got the Dak CD. I'll just take like 3 rooms and see. So we got a Dak, Jordan Love, and then in this next room we got a Dak, and so Dak went at 13 here. Tyreek Hill, Dak, and we got another one here. We got, and it's not because like people don't really care about the stack as much. We're just like, I just want to get my player. So this is a Dak CD here in this other contest. People don't care quite as much where they're just like, I don't care about the stack quite as much. I just want to get a quarterback so I don't get behind. So we got a CeeDee Lamb, Jaden Daniels. This guy took Dak at 11 on this one. And then so that's like 5 rooms here, and one of them got Dak CD. Let's go to 6 rooms and see if there's one. 6 rooms, not a Dak CD. We got Dak at 10 in this room. 7 rooms. We got Dak Jefferson, or Lamb Jefferson. Let's go another one. Lamb Jefferson again. Love that combo. Let's go another one here. Dak Prescott. So yeah, like 1 out of 10 rooms. 1 out of 5 rooms. Like maybe you get that. So I'll take that little boost of stuff. 1 week tight end. 1 week tight end Superflex means. Yeah, you're right. I agree. I walked it back. I was annoyed. It's more of a big deal if like I had 3 week 11 quarterbacks, I might have just been like dead. But Dak and Baker every week is completely fine. And then like Drew Lock has like an upside of like starting late, so I like it. That's why I like taking a late quarterback, just because like if you have a luxury pick, just take a quarterback, because if they start at any point in the season, like they're like paying off their capital in like a big way in the Superflex format. Whereas like you don't take Drew Lock in regular format, because if he gives you 1 week at the end, like it's probably not even gonna matter. So yeah, I like taking late shots on quarterback in this. I think it's definitely an edge, and it's been an edge for a few years because Geno Smith was undrafted like 2 years ago. And he was an absolute smash. So, or mostly undrafted in this format. I think they did 18, or they did a lot of 18 pick ones too. So, but I don't know. Very fun stuff. Appreciate you hanging out, Christopher. Definitely got some deep. Darnold can actually hit this year. Yeah, him too. Especially in Superflex. I mean, I don't see him hitting in season long, but like, I think any quarterback that's not going to start the end of the season, unless it's in Superflex, is not going to be useful, because the whole point is getting them to the end of the year, unless like you're playing a format that's not playoff. So as the players have a one-off year. Yes, that's true. Yeah. I see JJ McCarthy's probably going to start at some point this year, if not early, probably within like the first 6 weeks, I would assume, but crazier things have happened. So who knows how long Jacoby Brissett's going to start, but I'm betting on Drake May starting at least the end of the year, which is literally all that matters. So yeah, I like talking about the nerdy shit and like getting deep into the weeds. So thanks for bringing that out of me, as always. Gene hit after 9 years. Yeah, but I just meant like he was undrafted in Superflex, and it was a massive edge to draft him, and people did draft him and profited off of that. So when you could get an undrafted player that comes on or starts late, that's how you win Superflex. So that's how you get a big win in Superflex. Getting a quarterback that plays. Like if you drafted Flacco last year for whatever reason, obviously it's a lot of luck for you to land on it, but that's like, why not take a shot on Flacco instead of taking a random receiver where Flacco could like win you the tournament, whereas the other guy's probably not going to even contribute to your lineup in a Superflex format. That just outlines how important quarterback is in this system. This should be evident by like how much the quarterbacks move up the board too. But yeah, Geno was a weird one for sure, hitting after that long of a career. Yeah, people wrote him off. He didn't write back. But yeah, fun stuff. Fun talking about that shit. I like diving into the deeper dive stuff, and yeah, definitely a mistake I learned from last year is just not taking so many risks in those contests that are going to be open all summer. And like I have contests that are going to close, and I could really embrace my scroll down love and just like grab people that are going to be low owned, and I love doing that. So and even people like I think could be like slight edge. Like in the last contest, I was taking a lot of Theo Johnson and Bellinger because like I knew they weren't going to be drafted 100% of the time, and I like that a lot. With like one of those tight ends are probably going to be a value going forward, and like if we get certainty on Bellinger or Theo being good picks, like they're going to move up a lot. So like they could be in like the 150s at some point. I was close to Geno's a talent. It could hit with JJ Nass and Jones. Who's Jones? Aaron Jones. Gotcha. I think I'll say my piece real quick, but I think he's fine in Superflex, but I think he's like an awful pick in redraft, or in not redraft, but in like season long stuff. Awful pick. This guy went 6 quarterbacks. Holy moly. Fine, I guess, but Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans, Brian Thomas, Jamison Williams, Josh Palmer, Ricky Pearsall, receiver, running back, CMC. It's fine. I guess you can go that deep at quarterback if you really want to. Probably wasting some picks there for sure, though. I think he's a bad pick in regular, just because, like, unless you really think that he's going to start all year, you don't win much unless he starts all year, which is just unlikely. Carthy could just not be ready. Yeah, but you're not winning much by taking Darnold unless he starts like literally like the whole year. You literally gain nothing, and you take on a shitload of risk for like no reason. It's just too cute. Like I said, in Superflex, it's completely fine. Just do it in Superflex. Like, who cares? But and like it just makes no sense to me. And I don't think I would be alone in that take. But if you're making the case to take Darnold, then you should definitely take him on every fucking draft. But I just, I think if you put any odds on it, like there's more than likely McCarthy will start at some point this season, and that objectively just makes Darnold like not really a target in these drafts. Like he starts till week 8, like you're not gaining anything from having him, and then you're not going to have him when it matters. So it's like a double whammy. So, but if McCarthy doesn't start the whole season and Darnold plays the whole season, obviously he's a value there, but like that's an extreme risk in starting the year. Yeah, like the odds on that has to be just so fucking low, dude. Like just honestly awful odds. Like there's better things to take odds on that on. Like you could probably take like fucking comeback player of the year for Sam Darnold, and that would be like the best way to go for that route. Yeah, I won't be touching Darnold with a 10-foot pole, and I don't feel bad about that at all. I had guys like that last year that I felt fine with. If a backup quarterback, if a team that drafted a quarterback in the first 10 picks starts the other guy the whole year, Sam Darnold of all people the whole year, then I don't deserve to win. And Christopher's going to win all the money. But yeah, do what you want with your stuff. I don't like it. Being good has to be bad odds too. Yeah, but like players are shit all the time and they play for tons of games. Zach Wilson got like 95 chances and just kept playing. Yes, yeah, that's fine. I agree with you there, but it's just like it doesn't matter if they suck. Quentin Johnson sucked and he kept playing all year. Just if they spend capital on them, they want to see what they have at some point. Like if your bet is Darnold is like the fucking greatest quarterback ever all of a sudden, then fucking put all your fucking draft him in every single draft, honestly. Like that's what I would do if that was that convicted on something like this. Because there's like a massive profit to be made. Yeah, like if you're taking him in Superflex, fuck you. Seems like a smart pick. If that's your take, that's a sharp pick. So, but the benefit is so much reduced so much more in the actual regular contest. But yeah, smart. I think if you have that take, I think Darnold is a great pick. I mean, I think any quarterback's a good pick. Like Brissett's a good pick too, because Brissett could start half the year. Yeah, I mean, then he can make McCarthy look good. It's like who has better odds of starting week 17? The only week that matters in terms of winning a prize pool. I'm probably 90-10 that it's going to be JJ McCarthy if he's healthy. So yeah, that's just where I'm at there. Players that were so good, average quarterback look very good. Yeah, and that's why I take JJ McCarthy, because if he doesn't have to be that good to do anything, and I don't have to take the risk of playing the guy that's going to play the first 5 weeks and not take the end of the year. At the end of the day, like I want to take in Superflex out the window. Doesn't really matter. Like if you want to take quarterbacks that play early, go for it. But like in the regular contest, like if your player is like very unlikely to play late in the year because of like obvious reasons, then it's just like not worth it to pick them. And there's only a few situations like that. Like if a team drafts a new rookie, a team drafts a rookie to be the face of their team, that's when I don't take the starter, unless it's a super flex where like the quarterback is like the most important position on the site. Let's see. Take quarterback if they're winning. Just saying. Yeah, I guess so. That's true. I don't know. This is just a bad take. But you do what you want. I'm not gonna stop you from doing it. I didn't stop you from doing stuff last year. Obviously, you do what you want. I'm never gonna hate on you for it, bro. I'm always I always appreciate you being here, but I'm never gonna agree with everything you say, and you're not gonna agree with everything I say. So that's the best part about it. So, yeah, you definitely got a contrarian take there, and I think that if you believe that, you should be using that to your advantage. Personally, like if Darnold starts all year, that means all the JJ McCarthy teams are in trouble, and you have the only Darnold leverage, I guess, but like that's significant for sure. So, I mean, what's the Vikings win total here? 7.5 wins. Like, odds are expecting them to not be very good. Just no one ideas. Yeah, I know. Just giving you a hard time. But yeah, I mean, odds are they're going to be bad. If they're not, then you could be in good shape. But I think any place, like it's just like when the odds are so much stacked to get Darnold money, when the odds are so like stacked in one direction, it's like I don't want to take that bet. Where it's like, okay, maybe this is a 60-40 situation. Like, okay, yeah, I'll take the 40 side. I'm willing to take that risk. If it's 70-30, I'm willing to take that risk. But like this one is just like feels like a 90-10 or 95-5 of like Darnold playing late in the season. But hey, I mean, if they're fucking 12-0, yeah, you're probably right. Darnold's gonna fucking keep playing, or they're 10-2 or something. Darnold will probably keep rolling. You're probably right about that. But they seem like they're gonna be the worst team out of, and that doesn't mean like a bad team can still have fantasy production. Click, it would actually feel so good. I'll take him in Superflex. I'll compromise with you. I'll take him in Superflex. I will not touch him a single time in the regular contests, unless McCarthy gets hurt for the season. Then I'll take Sam Darnold. And I'm not. I'll make that bet over and over again forever, as long as like teams tend to like actually play their quarterbacks, the rookie quarterbacks, which they've tended to do like every year. If they take a quarterback early, they play them at some point throughout the season, and definitely towards the end. Will Levis was even a second-round pick. They played him late in the season over Tannehill, and Tannehill wasn't even like hurt really. They just played him. He like got like slightly banged up, and then just played Levis the rest of the season. They didn't even care. And Levis wasn't even particularly good, and then he's going to play this year again and be the starter. Look at Pete Justice already. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, if this hits, it's the problem is doing it doesn't do much for you. That's the issue. Like, hitting on Darnold doesn't like win you all the money. Like, that's the problem. Like, you're taking an insane risk, whereas like a different bet is like, oh, I think I'm gonna make an example like that doesn't correlate to last year, so it's like unbiased, I guess. But like, let's just make an example of like, I know who the best receiver on the Patriots is, and his name is KJ Osborne. And KJ Osborne smashes this year. And you take 100% KJ Osborne, and KJ Osborne goes in the 4th round next year. That could win you the tournament. Like, what's the upside of Sam Darnold? Like, where could he go next year? How many points can he put up in a week reasonably? Like, is it going to win you anything? Probably not. Could it be good that you avoided the JJ McCarthy 0? Yes, but like, there's levels to this where it's like Kyron Williams goes from a 20th round pick to a 2nd round pick or 3rd round pick. Puka Nacua goes from 18th round pick to a 1st round pick. Those obviously are extreme examples, but like any of those examples make sense. Like, KJ Osborne is the best fucking receiver on Patriots, and he smashes this year for whatever reason. He ends up being the go-to guy for Drake May, he goes in like the 5th round next year. Like that wins you money, or that wins you the tournament. Could win you the tournament. It's be stacked JJ and Ass, and obviously with having some short shows right now. Once again, like historically, it would tell you that there's no reason to do that. In regular contests. But I mean, you could do whatever you want in any contest because like the contests are like pretty damn top heavy. So like if you want to take a YOLO risk, then do it. But just know like how crazy of an outcome it is, and like how even if you are right, it's like it doesn't really give you what you want out of like that, in my opinion. And I think like you can make the argument for like any quarterback in that sense too. I mean, pocket quarterbacks at least. Like Darnold is a pocket quarterback, not a rushing quarterback or anything. Like where Justin Fields, like you take him in the last round a bunch and he ends up playing week 15, 16, 17 for whatever reason. That's it. Christopher, you're the best, bro. Yeah, I won't be doing it, but if you're doing it, man, do it. Do it up, man. Do what you want to do with your teams. Have fun with it and do what the hell you want. That's what life should be about, and that's what best ball should also be about. It's like do what you want to do. I'm gonna do it my way. You do it your way. I won't be taking Darnold. I'll take Darnold and Superflex though. I got you there. I'll take Darnold and Superflex, but yeah, it's just like I genuinely don't believe that like I don't believe that like many of these situations could ever like really win you, like just put you in a very good spot to win everything. Whereas like a receiver or a quarterback or a tight end on the craziest outcome could win you everything. Like Darnold, I just don't think Darnold is going to win you anything when it matters the most. and the odds of it even getting there is like so thin too. So it's like a triple needle to thread just to get to where you want to be and have Darnold that position, and then he has to go crazy again in week 17 or something, like just very extremely thin. Whereas like I don't know, here's your Trey Palmer thing. You take 100% Trey Palmer, he ends up being the wide receiver 2 when Godwin and McMillan get hurt for the year, and you have a 10th round pick or a 6th round pick next year, and you got him in the 18th round of every draft. Like that's pretty significant. You're getting a guy that's projected for like 15 points every week in your team as your 18th round pick in like every team. Like that's a big deal. Whereas like, oh man, I got Sam Darnold at low ownership and Josh Allen for 40 points and it doesn't matter. Like that's just the reality of it. I think it would boost your advance rate would be huge. Yeah, sure. But like making a bet like that more than likely is going to reduce your advance rate than increase it. And you have to recognize that and at least acknowledge it. And if you're fine with that, if you're fine with that risk, then that means you do it. But you have to acknowledge that is more likely that if the season goes how like most people, most sports books or most people would believe it to, Minnesota being not very good, JJ McCarthy starting late, if he's not hurt, obviously if you somehow predicted him to be hurt, then you're right. Yeah, sure. But it's going to hurt you more than it's going to help you most of the time. But there's a world where it does help you. So if that's the probability bets you want to make, then go for it. Anyways, I'm going to quit yapping. So fun to talk about it, though. I like talking through it. No strategy is too crazy for me to like hear out, but I will explain and talk about if I think it's a little bit crazy, but I won't like tell you not to do it. You do what you want, man. You do what the hell you want. I want you to do what you want. I want you to enjoy yourself and have fun, because it's the whole point of these contests anyway. So we're not all going to win. We're most likely not everyone's going to win. I mean, the odds are against us, but like at least have fun with it if you're going to be crazy. I like to do crazy. Like this is my kind of crazy, like 11 receivers. Like this is the kind of stuff like that is more low probability, but is like more fun. And I think has like more of an outcome. So Charles Donk is this year's GMV. Oh, dude, this would be funny to watch this go out, and I'm gonna be like week 5, and Darnold's just cooking every week, and I'm gonna be like, oh, I guess I was wrong. But even then, like, I won't be like, if it's week 14 and Darnold's starting. If it's week 14 and Darnold's starting, you can start your engines and start victory lapping all day. You could just come to my chat and just be like, I was right, I was right, I was right, I was right. Just spam it. And I would be like, you know what? You were right. And it'd be fun to go back and look at takes, because like I'd like to go back, like, I don't know, here in like a year or two, like go back at like my takes from 2 years ago and be like, oh my god, that was an awful take, or oh my god, that was such a good take. And just like looking back at, like, because I don't make a ton of hot takes, but like I make some takes, and like I'm gonna have a lot of ones that aren't gonna age well, and a lot of them are gonna age decently. So it'd be funny to look at. Not only the chat ones, like from you and other people, but also ones from myself. I did nail a couple takes last year about like some teams. Like I said, the Patriots were just going to be a dumpster fire. They were. And then like a couple other ones, but it's always fun to mess around with stuff. My buddy TVP was on, said Mingo was going to be like AJ Brown. That did not age well, but hey, that's why it's a bold take. Fun to think about. Yeah, that's what's so fun about those games, man. Just doing whatever and like having fun with it, and trying crazy shit is sometimes fun. I limit myself on the crazy stuff, but it is enjoyable at times. So anyways, sorry for the rambling. Hopefully if you did enjoy that, you can like and comment below. If you enjoyed the drafting part, like and comment below as well. Like I said, 40 out of 50 subs, we're almost to the goal. And then I'm going to start throwing out some feelers to some awesome people in the community and try to get some collab drafts going. I think it'll be a ton of fun. Obviously, their entry would be paid for. We would just be, we would split if I won, if we won together with the team we drafted, of course. But obviously we have different situations and different like rules depending on who I'm drafting with. But like, if I'm drafting with another person in the space and we do a BBM, like, if I win, they're getting half of it. Like, that'll be what it'll be. So, fun stuff. I'm a take guy, and I'll lose some years, win some digs, and be Thomas for my guys this year. I like it. I think the difference between you and me is like you are on the situation where like you will make 1 or 2 takes, which could like completely derail your whole entire year. And I'm not willing to do that. I'll take a handful of takes that like are pretty contrarian that could hurt my year but won't derail my whole year, while I still have like live teams if it goes really bad. So your risk tolerance is like at an insane nuclear level, and mine is not. So but that's the beauty of the games, man. Do what you want and have fun with it. And I think hammering Sam Darnold is the definition of just saying fuck it and having a good time. So, whew. God damn. I like Brian Thomas a lot more than Diggs. I like BTJ. G to the G's. Tay, thanks, man. Thanks for hanging out. But yeah, much love. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys later. 48 out of 50 subs. Got some good plans in the work. Treasure Tuesdays will be back with TVP, or we'll be doing some sort of content together at the very least. I would have believed it coming from you, man. But yeah, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Maybe I'll jump on for a BBM this week. Definitely next weekend I'll have a BBM going with the TVP. Is the plan, at least for now. Probably going to do a cardio club draft at some point this week as well. But anyways, have a wonderful day. Enjoy yourself. Good weekend. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for listening to me ramble on. So always a fun time. Peace out, guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.